Hi everyone. So I thought I would just come on here and just do like a raw, real, authentic chat just about me, um, who I am as a person. And I guess maybe this will resonate you in some way. And maybe you're like, "Do you know what? I'm a little bit like her because I guess we can be similar in so many ways." So here I am, literally in my casuals, no bra on, just me. And here's the thing is that I'm such a sensitive soul. I mean, I've always been so deeply sensitive. I am also such a lover. I literally wear my heart on my sleeve, and that's probably why sometimes I can feel pain so deeply, and that heartbreak has probably been such a big thing for me. And I think like relationships has been one of the biggest struggles for me, really like opening up for a man, even though I have met some incredible people, but also like relationships that have never really met me where I'm at. And I realized being on this journey was very much from where I didn't really meet myself. And I guess it's shown me to really open up my heart to myself more, to really let that guard down. But then I guess that sometimes can be really, really hard when all you've known is kind of like that heartbreak or that betrayal, or where you've been cheated on, or where there's been unfaithfulness, or that up and down and that unavailability. And I guess this came really down to like when I was younger, there was a lot of inconsistency in my life. There was a lot of up and down. Um, and I would say it's not my parents' fault or anything. I think it's, they're very hard workers. They're always working really hard. And my father, especially, I mean, they always say, the daughter's first love is the father. And although my father was, present, but then he wasn't because he was always working in and out, and there was always kind of that inconsistency. Also, is quite strict. Um, Portuguese people, as you know, Portuguese fathers can be very strict. Um, so there's a lot of like discipline and control in my life, and I realized that really influenced and mirrored my life and how I was. I was always, in this survival, this striving, this needing to control, where discipline was a must, and this also like fear of failure. And I guess there was always a lot of self doubt in my life. And sometimes I get the self doubt. Sometimes, that self doubt comes, and there's might be moments where I've doubted, where, is this path for me? Should I be doing this? And I guess when you're like your mission, and when you feel so deeply, like everything feels so intensified. And I am so sensitive, like, and I would say I'm a little bit of an introvert as well. Like, big spaces is not for me, and sometimes, like, I can be a little shy when going into big environments. And I mean, I used to make that wrong, but now I kind of just understand that's just who I am. Also, I feel like sometimes my mind can like go on overdrive, and I guess I don't want to label it into ADHD, but I have got those like traits. But then I don't like to label things. I've never really liked to label things. I mean, I guess it's nice to have an understanding, but then labeling things is just not something that really like resonates with me, and I try to just see it from a different perspective. um but yeah, I feel like I'm just trying to do the best that I can, and sometimes I don't have my shit together, and sometimes I can beat myself up, but then I guess I then come back to this place of like compassionate and just try to see through it from a different lens. Um, I mean, these past 4 years has been a real big shift for me. And sometimes there were moments where I felt like I kind of lost a sense of who I was, like kind of like my identity. But then that was just as I was going on with this journey that I was just losing old identities, which I knew, which I thought, I mean, I had to be and like, look a certain way and do things a certain way and stuff. And I guess I'm like forever learning and growing. Um, I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. I make mistakes. I still go through this journey. Sometimes patterns come up. Right now, the biggest thing that I am healing is my relationship with the masculine. This is something really big for me because, again, like a masculine representation has never felt safe. But then I came to the conclusion that I never really felt safe in my own inner masculine. And this is something that I'm really just working through right now. And I guess I'm just sussing it out. So there are moments of tears. There is moments that I feel scared. There are moments that I can feel like I can go into this avoidance or maybe this anxiousness. But then I work through it and I let life teach me and I see it through that lens. I mean, old me would have never, I would have just continued to play out the same cycles and habits and rules in my life. But now I begin to see things as like, okay, what are you trying to teach me? What is it that I need to see through this right now in this situation? And sometimes it can take me weeks, a few months, or another pattern. And it's kind of like you just work through it eventually. But then also very much you like there is no right or wrong. We're just human, we're just trying to live and we're just learning at the same time. And sometimes things are not that deep, as deep as things can sound, but sometimes they're not that deep. And I am such a lover and I really do just love deeply. And I guess that isn't a flaw, but one of my strengths and something that I just love and accept about myself. And it's taken me till now to kind of love that self about myself. So yeah, um, I'm a little bit of a goof. Like I love being goofy and weird. And sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, like do people think I'm weird? But yeah, maybe I am weird. I used to put a mask on. I used to really hold myself back a lot about being really in my truth and who I am. I mean, like I was always made to be too much or chaotic, or I was told I was insecure. Um, but actually, like that was never the truth. It's because I just knew. I just knew when someone was basically shitting behind my back. So ladies, always follow your gut instinct because that knows. But then sometimes you can have that gut instinct and you can ignore it. And do you know what? Sometimes that can happen to me, but doesn't make it wrong. I just, again, it's a cycle of just learning and living and growing from it. Like as I said, like we don't always know the answers, and sometimes we don't always need the answers in that exact moment. But my biggest teachers is about just detaching in that moment and just kind of giving it to spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, and just being like, you know what, I don't know the answers right now, but whatever it is, just if it's meant to be in my life, please, it will stay. If it's not, then just let it go. And that's my very much my motto with things and situations now. But don't get me wrong, sometimes I can be like in my head about it. But then I try, and then it's just about trying, stepping yourself out of it. um Less is more. Sometimes I'm like, do you know what, less is more. I feel like this journey, there's a lot that I know, and sometimes I'm like, whoa, maybe I don't need to know that. um Especially being like super spiritual. Yeah, there's a lot that you can just know, and sometimes it can feel overwhelming. There is a point in my life that where I have to really cut back from like the spirituality and just really come into human. There was a point that was like too woo woo, and I realized that was kind of like sabotaging my relationship with life, with human experiences, and actually kind of got me into this kind of like judgmental space, but also this isolation space. Now, I do believe we have periods of isolations and where we go into that space of void and stuff, but also something that I've see within the spiritual world that it can be just quite like intense in the sense when you're going way too deep into it. So sometimes it's about stepping away from it and just being like human. I absolutely love what I do, like it's my absolute passion. But I have come to understanding that it comes with balance. And with that, what I mean is that I also need that kind of humanness in my life. And therefore, like to try different things because then I can sometimes get bored. I've always been such a little spontaneous soul, always like love to travel and explore. I mean, I feel like at school, like I never really kind of like fit in. I was very like sensitive again, like always be the one like at the back of the classroom, like too scared to put a hand up and stuff. But then I realized that was also because I never felt good enough to be seen and that I should be the one to hide. Um, but now that is totally different. Now I'm like, take me to the front seat of the classroom. I am here. I guess healing's like taught me a lot about myself, and I guess I am still growing. Um, I'm a little, I like love country music. That's a little thing about me. The Weekend is my best artist. I don't wear bras. I ditched wearing bras. Like the moment I had my awakening, I realized how bad they were for you. So I'm either like titties hanging low or sports bra. That's me. I love just like wearing like minimal stuff. I mean, just I love feeling free. I love just wearing like sandals and just putting my feet on the ground. And I love my Latino music as well. Um, I healed from an eating disorder and it feels so good to be fine and free. I realized how much and how fucked the diet industry is, and that it's actually the biggest scam you will ever get into. Don't come at me, but it's the truth. And I found freedom through finding myself within food and just life in general, because food is not about calories, it's not about restricting, it's not about control, it's finding freedom in that, in culture, community, connections, taste. It's way more than that. um and that basically they're just selling you a lie. And I could go on about the whole matrix and society thing, but then I've been down that conspiracy loop, and I just don't feel the need to actually go into it anymore, because I guess everyone's sussing out and trying to figure it out for themselves. And you can be a conspiracist, but I mean, it doesn't really get you anywhere apart from like you just finding your own inner peace. And that is the most important thing. People are not searching for happiness, they're searching for safety. Safety is what we are searching for the most. If anything, when I had my Kundalini awakening, and it was safety, that is what I was looking for, and that was the missing piece, was the safety within myself, and that home was me, and that it was never outside of me, and that you no one knows you better than yourself, and only you can save yourself, because in all honesty, you're born in this world on your own, and you die on your own, and anything and everything can just be taken you just like that. So you've got to understand and know how to live in your own self and trust and be fully committed to yourself and build that safety within you, so that when things do leave or things do feel a bit um stormy, that you find that safety and that balance within you, because we have the ability to do that. We have our own emotional intelligence, that is our life force, our body, and that we are the medicine and we are the biggest healer of them all. I'm not your guru, I'm not your healer. I am just here to hold space. My passion is just to help you remember. And that is what I deeply want to do, is to just create this ripple effect, this global impact, but share from my truth. And I try to share from my truth as much as I can. I have a hit and miss relationship with social media. Sometimes I want to show up on it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it gives me the ick, and sometimes it doesn't. I do believe there is more to social media, and I believe in the power of human connections. It's important that we activate our left brain, our tribal brain. That's what shifts our brainwave state, but also with ourselves. And that's where I see where social media has become quite toxic, because a lot of people are living through the screen rather than from the present moment. And that's my honest, raw, real opinion. My womb awakening was the biggest catalyst with my Kundalini when I awakened this inner serpent within me. I don't think you realize how powerful we are, and I didn't realize that. And sometimes that scares me. My power does scare me, because in this world we've been so diminished from that. And when you've only been conditioned to know how powerless you are, it's sometimes hard to kind of really lean into that space of like, you know what, it's safe for me to be in my power. Um, I love writing. I love writing. Oh, I don't know why I'm getting teary. I've always loved writing, but I guess so when I was at school, I was dyslexic, and I used to always really question about my words and what I was saying, my spellings and stuff. I guess I think that's another thing with school education is, having to have the right grammar and the right sentences and way to things. But I deep down, I really love writing. I love to sing. I love singing. I sing to myself all the time. I now sing light language, sing in the shower. Um, I love getting into bed at night and just getting all cozy. Like my thing is literally like candles on, incense, like bed chill time. Sometimes I think I'm maybe too co-independent. Like I'm a very independent person. Like I always have been. I don't really rely a lot in like people and stuff from my parents. Like I've been very much independent, but sometimes I'm questioning myself, like, am I too independent? Again, as I said, I've been healing like really in the masculine side of things, and really like letting like kind of receive and let people help me. Like sometimes I can easily be like, no, don't help, it's fine, I can do it myself. But this is something that I'm leaning into as well. I was once the biggest people pleaser. Sometimes I can see myself going into that, and then like, no, 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 not today. We're not doing that. Boundaries has probably been one of my biggest things I've had to do, is literally saying no to the things that I don't want to do. Honestly, I was someone that I would say yes to everything just because I felt like I had to, but also because I used to get like FOMO and I'll be like, oh, am I missing out? But also because I just totally neglected my body and what my body really wanted to do. Right now, I'm on my period. So when I'm on my period as well, this is videos a little bit of everything, but again, I don't care. This is how I speak and this is where it goes. Right now, I'm on my period and I don't like to train on my period. I will literally just hermit and just be in my little moon cave. No guilt. I used to feel so guilty for slowing down, for being my period. I would push myself over work, go to the gym, like starve myself and stuff. Now I definitely don't do that, and it's absolutely boiling right now. I'm sweating my tits off. But now I just really listen and honor my body and just go slow. And sometimes that is me being in bed all day. No guilt. Um, I used to feel so guilty for slowing down and doing nothing. Like, and this just shows how much we're like in this survival mode. Is that like, if you feel guilty for slowing down, if you feel like you're on edge when you're slowing down in your moment of stillness, that just shows how much your body's on overdrive. And sometimes I see this in my spaces with clients and stuff. They're like, I'm feeling really tired today and I just want to rest and be. And I'm like, well, go and rest and be. Just do that, honor that. And they're like, but but that's because what you've known is to be in the survival state and go, go, go. And that's not the truth. So leaning into my feminine has been such a lifesaver for me. It's changed the way that with the relationships, with my life, with my business, with money, with opportunities, with how my business has expanded within the last 2 years, which I can't believe it. we really underestimate how really softening into the feminine and how backwards life has been, and that we've been so led that by being in the masculine approach, go, go, do, push, force is how we succeed in life. But that's not the truth anyway. Success isn't about that. Success is about health, peace, vitality, and feeling good and confident about yourself and who you are, and that knowing that you are enough. That is success in my eyes. Again, like, we're not here to strive and reach something. It's about trusting your body, yourself, the seasons of life. I really lean into now the places of the seasons of life when things come quiet in my business, which sometimes things can be quiet in my business. And don't get me wrong, there's moments of like, am I doing okay? Oh my gosh, like, this and this. But then it's about, what I've learned is to kind of detach from that and just again lean into the trust, because there is no such thing as failure. And wherever, whatever direction life will take me, that's fine. Acceptance has been the biggest thing. um it's going to be 5 years ago that I lost my best friend, my granddad. He was literally like my bestest friend. Like, he was my everything. He was the role model of like the safe and secure masculine for me. And when I lost him, it really was so painful. And sometimes I miss him so much that, I miss that presence. And sometimes grief can just kind of hit you just like that. But then it's like knowing that he's like my biggest guide. And I always pray for a relationship like him and my nan. They were literally the resemblance of the divine, like, union of what a masculine and feminine like relationship should really be like. I really do believe that relationships nowadays are absolutely fucked, and that's actually been difficult. But now that I'm opening up a lot about myself, my inner masculine, I feel like I'm opening a lot of like relationships that feel really like safe. I mean, there has been a few chaotic ones, but then again, that just showed, that was a mirror of like what my nervous system was used to in the past was chaos. um but thank you to my granddad for teaching me and showing me what a safe relationship is like. And I truly believe that he's going to bring me someone just like him, and that nice, safe, secure relationship. I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm still living. Like, I am just trying, I'm just doing my best. Not even trying, I'm just doing the best that I can. And yeah, what else? What else do you want to know about me? I have the most beautiful friends, and I don't have a lot of them, and that's okay. I like to have the odd drink now and then. There was a period where I completely cut that out, but then also I'm like, fuck it, if you want to be human, and I'll have the odd drink. I like to go out and have a dance, but then again, I don't need to get absolutely shit faced. Whereas back then, that's what I felt like I needed to do in order to feel like confident and good. I try and be as real as I can. Sometimes, if I'm not, then I'm not. I mean, I'm not trying to be anyone else but myself. I'm just trying to be the best version of me, and be in my true authenticity, and cutting away from distractions. And if I don't align to things, I'll just completely cut them out. Also, if you piss me off, I will say that you're pissing me off, and I'll be open and honest. There is a feisty side to me. There is definitely that side to me. I can be fiery, and I could definitely throw a good punch, but does not mean I'm violent. I definitely am not a fighter like that sense. But yeah, just don't piss me off, because I will actually be honest with you. And I have the wild, chaotic side of me. It can be really so tapped into my sexual energy. Once again, my sexual energy was something that I felt so shameful and guilty for. Um, Especially with the abuse. Like, I didn't realize how much the abuse really affected me, and as well with my relationships that I was trapped in, but also like situations and stuff, and my perception in life and what my beliefs were and how it should have been like, and that's not the truth. And what else is there to tell you? I am literally sweating so much right now. It's really hot over here. Oh yeah, I packed up my bags and moved from Jersey to Madeira. I had a beauty business. That was a really big decision for me. Again, I had a lot of pressure from family, like, are you making the right decision? Are you crazy? Are you mad? Blah, blah, blah. Again, I just had to listen and follow my soul. And as fearful as it was, I did it. So feel the fear and do it anyway. At the end of the day, like, don't let things hold you back, or people's opinions, projections, or money, because it will always flow. You're actually never a lack. Abundance is our birthright. And what makes you believe that you're a lack is the beliefs that you have. Money has the biggest control on everyone, but actually, money is you. So it's actually asking yourself where you're controlling yourself. Go and try new things, get yourself out there, say yes to life. And sometimes you just got to take risks. And that's what I've had to do in my life and also in my business: invest, take risks, lose things, gain things. That's the way of life. I mean, it's not always perfect. And you just got to live it to how you want to do, because again, like I said, at the end of the day, you die and nothing goes down with you but yourself, your soul, and not even your body. So the way you look, whatever, like, that doesn't matter. It's about loving yourself so deeply now, who you are, whatever it may be. I mean, I have cellulite on my ass, I have big thighs, my bum was my biggest insecurity. I mean, sometimes I can be like looking at a girl's bum and like she's got a good ass, and I'm like, oh, I could have that. I would love to have that ass. But then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna flaunt my big butt with my cellulite. Also, my boobs are not perky; they're sagging low. I'm a tattoo lover. I love tattoos, as you can see. I have still got some more to come. Sorry, mum. I know you've been telling me no more tattoos, but I will keep getting the tattoos because me loves them, me loves them, me loves them. Yeah. And boofda boo ba ba. This is what I mean. I can be weird. I can come out with random stuff. I used to be really scared of heights, and now I'm not. That's really weird. Like, now I love like that adrenaline. Oh yeah, also guys, I'm a bit of a girl racer. Like, I love speeding in my car. And my mum is literally like, slow down. We do it. Like, she gets it. But honestly, like, I could probably do a rally. Maybe I'll do a rally one day. I've had two boxing fights. I used to box, still box now then, more just for fun, not for like competition or anything. Honestly, it was such a learning curve for me. It was like so physically, mentally, emotionally, like so much growth, but it was so tough as well. But it taught me a lot of things. So that was a real big achievement in my life is boxing. Um, I miss my friends a lot from Jersey. Sometimes I miss familiar faces. Sometimes I do miss Jersey. Would I go call back to Jersey to live? No. I mean, I can only stay there for like 2 weeks, and then I'm like, yeah, see you later. I'm going back to Madeira. Take me somewhere where it's grounding. I will always be a traveler. I would always love to travel. And I know that that's just something I'll do. And this is why I've also been, given this gift to have that freedom, flexibility to be able to work online and travel. I mean, I kind of prayed for it and now I've got it. So grateful. Thank you. That's so interesting. I'm literally thinking like all the things that I've prayed and asked for, I've literally got as, I mean, it didn't happen straight away, but it's literally happened. Um, yeah, this is going to be my fifth retreat that I'm holding. I remember I had a dream. I remember there was a moment that I was doing eyelashes. And honestly, I had just opened my business and I had this thing like, oh yeah, I'm going to be hosting retreats one day. I at the time was like, what? Like, no, this is not possible. Like, I'm literally fully invested in my business and beauty. And boom, here we go. 4 years later, hosting retreats here in Madeira. I would like to expand retreat spaces, maybe do them other places abroad. But right now I love in Madeira. Like, Madeira is such a grounding, earthly space. Like, it's so, I never really appreciated like Madeira being Portuguese, because again, back then I was always cheated for being Portuguese. I was cheated for like having a monobrow moustache, pork and cheese, the whole lot. So yeah, I really kind of like hid that part of me. And then coming back over to, so my mom was like a teaching assistant, so she would have like long summer breaks and stuff and Easters. So we'd always come back and I used to hate it. I'd be like, Mom, no, I don't want to. I want to stay here with my friends. Never really appreciated it. And then when I started coming like the past 3 years ago, like I was like, oh, I really like this. And then I realized how much I've been missing out on how beautiful and amazing it is, but also the lands. Like it teaches me so much, and like connecting to my ancestors. I've just been learning so much in this place, and it's actually like a very like spiritual high vortex. So that's why I love hosting retreats here as well, because I believe in like the evolution and the growth that can happen in these spaces, because lands teach us different things. I'm actually like a really wise soul as well. I feel like I could talk so much, and sometimes I find it really hard to like how to really articulate my words and really get things out. And that's probably why like this video is a little bit of a mixture of everything, because I just mix everything up. And sometimes I don't make sense, and sometimes I don't need to make sense. I guess school like put the pressure for me to make sense and kind of like have the good grades and stuff. I was a little bit of a rebel at school. I had a phase where I was a rebel. I was a rebel. I mean, yeah, I would like smoke, sneak off, and have cigarettes. And there was like moments where we would just do loads of rebel stuff, like little house parties, drink in the streets, a little bit naughty at school. Um, I got arrested when I was in year nine. How old are you then? Yeah, I got arrested when I was in year nine. I mean, again, sorry, mom. Like I felt now, look back, like mom, my poor mom, what I put my mom through. But again, I was in this rebel area. I was rebelling with life. I was, yeah, just going crazy. I mean, when I got arrested, things did change, because I feel like that was actually the time. Like, no, you need to like stop being a chav and stop being a rebel and change your life. And then things did change. Um, I love really deep, soulful connections and conversation. Like, I love deep conversations, not boring ones. I can't be asked. Like, again, I'm quite a deep person. If you're boring me, you will know about it. See you later. Sorry, but just no time for that. Also, another thing about me, really bad at texting. I will take ages to reply back to your message. Well, mostly like personal ones. Business, like I will get back to them. I will. I mean, I've definitely had to put more boundaries around that area. But yeah, personal. I could take weeks, months, maybe even forget. Sorry, not sorry. That is just who I am. Also, I'm a voice note person. Voice note me, or just call me. There you go. Or just meet me in person. I would rather that. I go for the friendships that you have not spoke to in ages, and then you can just catch up and literally just have like a full on conversation as if you've not spoken for ages. That's what I live for as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love going to the beach, sea swims, ocean girl. That's my thing. Hikes, going for walks. I will just dance around for myself. I've spent a lot of time on my own. I'm now just ready to open doors for that company. But again, it's just opening my nervous system up to that. But also, I love my alone time. I love my me time. Like, that is really important for me. I do love me time. Like, it's, yeah. Maybe it's also like that Virgo in me. Also, I love going to bed early. Like, my mom always says, you sleep with the chickens and you wake up with the chickens. Because I will go to bed early and then I will wake up like early, like 6. I'm up going. I like to like go to the gym and stuff, do my things more in the morning than evenings. That's when I begin to like to slow down and stuff. So I'm definitely like an early bird. But also, everyone's like different. We have different types. Like, some people could be evening people and some people can be early people. There's actually like a scientific reason for that. And yeah. Anyway, this video is quite long, and I didn't realize it was that long. But anyway, that's a little bit about me. Also, I try not to take life that seriously. Um, I used to be a massive overthinker. Also, I used to have such bad OCD. That kind of has helped. I mean, I am a very tidy person. Also, don't please tell me you're like this. Like, I'm like, no shoes on the bed. Do not put your shoes on my bed. No, you freaking don't. Do not do that. Do not put your dirty bags or jackets on my bed either. And do not put that on the table. It's just, why would you even do that? Like, no. So yeah, maybe there's a little bit OCD. But no, most definitely don't. I do not like have shoes upstairs either. Like, just no. Just don't put that energy upstairs in my house. Leave your shoes downstairs. Things that make me cringe. Guys that has long fingernails. Sorry, guys. Just no. Just gives me the ick. Do not have long fingernails. Also, like feet, touching feet. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And also picking like drain. food shit, you know, when you've just done the dishes and you have to pick that food from the drain. Ugh, do not like that. Also, if I could not take the bins out, most definitely not. I mean, my mom's just been here for 4 weeks and she was definitely my bin lady because I was not taking that bin out. Like, no, no. What else about random stuff about me? I'm just being very open and honest about me. Freaking out. I don't know who you are. Yeah, 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 yeah. This is who I am. Anyway, I think that's a little bit more about me, and I think that's it. I think we're done for today. So thank you for listening. I don't know what that accent was, but anyway, as I said, I'm a bit of a weirdo. So, oh, that didn't even go well. Anyway, ciao for now, honeys.